Hey guys, it's Michael here, and this is JRPG Academy. You're probably wondering what this series is about. Well, it's going to be a video series where I do a deep dive into the immersive and expansive world of Japanese role-playing games. Each lesson will cover a different topic or concept. At the very end, there will be a little homework for you, but don't worry, it'll be super easy and fun. It'll help you engage the genre more. So, let's get started. The very first lesson will be establishing your taste in JRPGs. This will be your foundation. It will pretty much be your starting point of how you decide which games you like and which games you're interested in, and of course, the games you don't like. We'll only be discussing aesthetics and narratives mainly in this video. I'll go over gameplay in a separate one. I played so many JRPGs in my gaming history. Like, I've been playing this genre since 1998 actively, but my very first experience with JRPGs happened to be Dragon Quest for the NES. And when I played it the very first time, I didn't like it. But I was only 4 years old, and only at that time only played stuff like Mario and Street Fighter. So it was a little bit overwhelming for me as a child. It wasn't until probably about 98, 99 when I first played Lunar when something clicked. And that game, of course, Lunar Silver Star Story, of course. My friends at the time were huge JRPG fans, so they helped me get into the genre, even though I was very stubborn. Like, I was like, I'm not playing that. What's that? That's stupid. The very first thing that captivated me about Lunar was the voice acting and musical score. It was such a beautiful game. I love the anime aesthetic and visuals. I love the characters and the emotion they had. It was such a heartfelt game. The story is very simple. You know, good old Dungeons and Dragons, fighting evil, getting a sword, all that good stuff. It was a deeply touching game with really great writing and scripting. I was completely immersed in the world of Lunar. This kind of simplistic and engaging story has stuck with me to this very day, and makes me appreciate games that have similar traits. So I'm going to talk about another game on the flip side of that coin. Xenogears was a game that immediately grabbed me by the aesthetics and the complexity of the storyline. There's so many different factions, character arcs, character relationships, plot points, lore, and backstory. Plus, this game's more sci-fi, which isn't very popular in the JRPG genre, especially now. I'm a huge fan of Star Wars, so of course I'm really going to be on board for a sci-fi game in the first place. And I can't forget about mechs, because I started to become really obsessed with mechs when Gundam came out, and this game was released around that same time frame. I think Gundam Wing was just being popular on Toonami. I was just coming to my love of that, so it only heightened even more. Another thing that drew me to Xenogears were the psychoanalytical aspects of storytelling, with many of the characters having some severe psychological trauma that played out in the story. Sometimes gameplay I found to be really brilliant. A lot of the things and imagery in the game were really controversial at the time, like the depiction of church and religion, and even the actual aspect of you being the slayer of God. Yeah, kind of heavy. I appreciate and welcome a robust and almost dizzying story because of this game. And for many years to come, I've always tried to find games that kind of have that similar type of storytelling. And I have found a couple of them actually in recent years. Alright, so I think that kind of sums up what a foundation game is. Hopefully you kind of get the idea and understand exactly what it is. So for your homework, is to determine what is your foundation games and why. The why is probably the most important, because that's pretty much your aesthetic for what games you like and dislike. Alright, thanks for coming to the first lesson, and we will see you next lesson.
Don't forget to subscribe!